Alright. Well, I'm just going to ad-lib testing out a new microphone and narration of the Hunger Games mall tour as it hit Dallas last week. A few of the cast members are fixing to show up here and for a Q&A, and I arrived about 4.5 hours early. I think I got there about 1:30. It was supposed to start at 6. I was wanting to make sure that I was wanting to make sure that I could keep an eye on, if it was getting, if I was going to be able to get a good spot to take video and pictures from or not. So I was there plenty early. I didn't actually take the video camera in right off the bat. So by the time this video was shot, I'd already been there for a couple hours, and I had been lined up since I first got there. Most of those people that you see down on the ground floor, the ice rink floor there, they were there already when I got there. And I'm just kind of panning around, getting some shots of the atrium, I guess you might call it there, of the Galleria in the ice rink. They had some skaters come out here shortly that we'll get to see, to put on a little bit of entertainment. Here's a different level, a little higher up, one of the levels closer to the top, I believe. I had already gotten clearance when I first got there. I saw security who actually ended up being the head of security, and I believe the mall manager as well. And I approached them about if there were going to be any restrictions on photography, if video was permissible, and the only caution I got was couldn't bring any tripods. So I didn't have any problem with that. I had my tripods with me, but I could accommodate their requests for no tripods. But they didn't say anything about storefronts, and I'm about to get approached here by a small security guard just for doing this. Because obviously I was just doing the downstairs, but he must have been watching me the whole time, because I just pan up and I wanted to get the top of this atrium, maybe? I'm not sure if that's what you call it. There he goes. How you doing, bud? He was busting my balls over shooting the storefronts, and then I had to get clarification that storefronts don't want you stealing their ideas or something. So I tried to be accommodating. I tried to clarify, what exactly constitutes shooting a storefront, and there wasn't really much as far as any clarification on that. There's a cute little girl and a I guess a ice rink employee that does training, and then here's a younger girl that was doing some. Oh, I got her doing some tricks that she actually pulled off. That's awesome. She'd messed a few up and was a little self-conscious about it, I think, but I'm glad I got video of her pulling off a trick. I'm not sure if she's a competitive skater or if she was just the only one out there. I can't imagine that if it was open to the public that she would have been the only one. Here in a little bit, they actually bring some professional level skaters out, and they brought out a hot blonde to put on a bit of a show. All right, looks like it's filling up a little bit more. Got some video, the second level there. Level 2 has got a few people lining up. See, the big thing is that I'm asking around, like, does anybody know where the stage is going to be set up? Because I can't really gauge where I want to try to stake my claim of my spot without knowing where the stage is going to be. I want to be in front of the stage so I can get shots direct on. Look at these girls are playing cards. There's a girl looking at a Jennifer Lawrence, a magazine with Jennifer Lawrence in it. I thought that was cute. I needed to get her admiring Jennifer, waiting for the. There's a bunch of girls looking at magazines. There's these people. They were there for a while. A lot of these people were there before me. Man, I don't know what time they got there, but I was 4.5 hours early, and I didn't know what to expect. But I might have anticipated that there would be a few people that were already waiting. There certainly were. I really didn't know. I guess I wasn't really well prepared for just how much of a mob scene it ended up being. Here's the little girl. She's getting after it, huh? This is the first time I've ever used this microphone. The microphone's going to be used to narrate for my own documentary. So this is a good test for it. Here are the professional, I assume, ice skaters. And I believe, I didn't just pay attention, but I think that they'd already begun setup of the stage, so I think I'd already moved into position at this point. I didn't really get a real good look at this blonde, but she does look real attractive. Oh yeah, there's the stage. So yeah, I'm in position, and I've made friends with my neighbors over here, I think, probably by this point. Very personable young ladies, and their guy friend with them. This is kind of an experiment for me with the camera, because I have, most of what I've shot have just been kind of stagnant scenes, not a whole lot of action, panning, with any kind of zoom in or anything necessarily. Yeah, she's pretty cute. I finally get them doing some tricks here in a bit. It was a bit of a test to follow them with the camera and then kind of anticipate how tight, if I got in on them, it's a little bit of a challenge to keep tight on them and keep panned there. I'm having some trouble. And then I'm feeling like, oh, you know what? That's probably going to make you dizzy to watch that if I get too tight and try to be panning around real quick. Which is something you might think that I would know, as much as I've used a video camera. Not that I have that much experience, but at any rate, you'd think I'd already have that figured out by now. Apparently not. I was a little concerned. There's the setup. They got the chairs set up. They got the posters set up. I missed him doing a trick. Everybody liked. I get it here in a second, though. I get him doing a trick. I've already uploaded this trick clip to YouTube. Well, I was still down in Texoma over the weekend. Here she goes, and she does her little trick. And she looks beautiful. That's pretty slick. Yay. Here's my neighbors. my new friends, they declared that we were friends, so I was, not there to seek necessarily to make any new friends, but they were very friendly, and we enjoyed their company while I was there. It's getting full, right? They got the stage out. It's probably just an hour countdown at that point, or less, maybe, not even an hour.
I just built a computer for it, though.
You built a computer?
Yeah. It takes the new high definition video takes a really fast computer to edit and process. Really.
I just use iMovie.
If you had white hair,
Okay, so we've all got it figured out. They've made a passage for the cast to pass through, and I actually initially I really didn't really get why there were so many police in the mall. And I guess I just really didn't know what to anticipate, but as you will see, it was a mob scene, and these girls are crazy about Josh. Who I'll have to confess, I really haven't been that tuned into who Josh is. I did see, his Internet Movie Database page, and knew a little bit about him, what he'd done, or what Red Dawn is. It's, I guess, a remake of one of my favorite movies. The first PG-13 movie I ever saw was Red Dawn, which was kind of a big deal because I was 13 when PG-13 happened, and this was like you're not a little kid that you can only get into PG movies, but you can't get into 18, whatever R-rated is. So they came out with this PG-13, and I just happened to be 13 when it came out. And so I got to go see that in the movie theaters. That was kind of a big deal, and that was the very first movie I ever went to see that was PG-13. And the story's just, it was a great, I thought it was a great movie. Especially as a 13-year-old boy. So, Josh here is, apparently he has a leading role in the remake of Red Dawn, which I'm looking forward to seeing myself, actually. You see all these girls, look at these girls. Throngs and throngs of girls. This is just the lead up video to the actual Q&A. I've done that separately. This was just kind of some test shots of the whole mall, and I thought I'd go ahead and compile these and test out the microphone and narrating along to just kind of ad-lib narrating along to this lead-up video. So there's nothing real super exciting about a lot of this, but kind of gives you an idea of the anticipation that we all went through together. Okay. Just figured out that while recording, that if the screensaver kicks on, it shuts down my operation here. This is not the best of published, or something I should probably be posting up to YouTube. My very first ever test of the microphone, but here's this cop. This policeman comes out of the deal, and the girls think it's going to be Josh, so he's had his moment now. He probably rather enjoyed that, I'm sure. He probably really did kind of get a kick out of that. Felt like a rock star for a second. So we were sitting there for quite a while waiting for them to. I mean, they obviously, you can watch this video, they've had it set up, and we're waiting and we're waiting and we're waiting. And the anticipation is building, so that kind of puts context to my video, meaning that I was fatigued by the time they finally even came out. So as good as it was something. And that is it.